Behind me is our shaker table that we use to sort brass shells and some other odds and ends, and we just got some brass shells in that need to be sorted. So let me show you how it works. This thing can actually be fairly noisy, so let me explain how it works and then I'll show you. On the far end of the table, it has a hopper for dumping material out. So you can see we have a 55-gallon drum full of the dirty brass shells that are being dumped onto the table. So they'll slowly shake out of the barrel and onto the table, and then the material will bounce up and down as it works its way from this side to the other. And it goes under this magnet conveyor belt. So if there's any steel shells, staples, anything else that's steel, it will get pulled out by this magnet conveyor and dropped into a bucket. And then after the magnet conveyor belt, the operator stands and manually sorts any material that's working its way towards the end. So if there's any aluminum shells or plastic or any other trash, they will manually pick that off. And then before the shells fall off the end of the table and into another barrel or a box, they go across this punch plate grate. So if there's any dirt or fine material, they'll fall down through this plate. Unfortunately, this plate is perfect size for these little 22 brass shells, and they'll fall down in here if they land perfectly. So every so often, we have to go through and pull those out just to make sure all the holes don't get plugged. This table saves us a ton of time whenever we have to sort these brass shells. If we had to do this manually or dump them out on the ground or onto just a stationary table, it would take significantly longer. I do think this table needs to be re-leveled as the material works its way from the starting end to the finished end. It does sort of tend to stick to one side of the table, but it works pretty well overall.